Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Please like, share and subscribe, and let's start with this weekly reading. You guys are gonna notice that I look very tired, and I am tired indeed. I apologize for the noise. My cat wants to go in and out. You guys are probably exhausted as well, because last week's energy, it was a bit tough. We're having a tough time, as I said in the last video. The energy hasn't changed. I'm gonna try to be very quick with this video because, as you noticed, we're gonna have this video is gonna be uploaded a little later than usual due to my tiredness. I usually record this like on Fridays or Saturdays. Today it's Monday, because I was exhausted. I couldn't record it in the usual days, and I had like migraines, and again, you guys had probably the same symptoms. This has all to do with the ascensions energies coming in, light codes being activated. I've been having tons of downloads non-stop, and that's been very tiring. And I don't know if I said it in the last video, February is a month where it's like that month of the year for me. It's when my energy levels are the lowest possible. So yeah, everything is like culminating into this this one moment for me that is making everything become overwhelmingly exhausting. So the energies are very similar with the ones last week. We're still gonna have all this ups and downs. It's like, buckle up guys, because we are in training mode. Actually, believe it or not, this is the universe being graceful towards us, giving us this training period, February and March, for us to start getting used to letting go of control and letting things flow, because 2025 is gonna be a year of big shifts, uncontrollable shifts, karmic big shifts, that we're gonna have to learn how to deal with them, basically, and again, that we cannot control. So now it's like boot camp, so we don't freak out later, to see how we're gonna handle things later on after the eclipses, especially the and I feel especially the solar ones. The first one being on the 29th of March, and later on we're having Neptune resetting its energies on Aries. So it's a lot. I actually have a friend that says, according to my sums on maths, it's a lot, because she sucked on maths. So she's like, I don't know, according to my sums, it's a lot. Okay, this week's energy is a lot to do with, let me just open the birth chart here. Not birth chart, sorry, the astrological chart. It has a lot to do with power of decision. What do you mean power of decision? To decide who, not even who, what kind of life you want to build from now on. And it's not even built, it's like what kind of life you want to manifest. Oh, she went away. What kind of life you want to manifest from now on. And manifesting manifestation is not just thinking about stuff. It's what I always say, it's literally becoming that thing that you want to be. It's doing the work, because the language of the 3D world is action. So it's useless for you just to stay there and like, oh please, I just want to, I want this, and doing all these vision boards and collages and like writing down stuff and praying for the universe. This is all useless if you are not doing your daily job. If you're not literally incorporating everything that you want to become and to build in the tiniest things, in the tiniest details of your daily life. And this is hard as hell. There's this saying, I don't know if it's a saying, it's something that I always say. It's like, you don't trip when you're walking, you never trip on the big rocks. What makes you trip? Trip down? I think it's trip down. I'm sorry guys, I always say phrasal verbs, it's very hard for me to... Again, English is not my first language, forgive me. Very hard for me with phrasal verbs. So you never trip with the big rocks. They're never the ones that make you fall. It's the little ones, the pebbles. They're the ones who make you slip. This is the daily life stuff, metaphorically. And this is where hypocritical people get have their blind spots. So, and again, this is the hardest part of everything, and that's where we have to be careful, because that is what brings manifestation to our lives. This is literally manifestation. It's taking care of the little details of our routine. Manifestation has to do with routine and discipline, again, with incorporation. And when I say discipline, it's not something rigid. It's quite the opposite. Incorporation has nothing to do with, it has to do with structure, but structuring something that is flexible, that allows you to flow. It's not something that you cannot come out of the... It's not like a regimen, you know, like a box of conditions that you cannot question, or... This is like masculine energy in which we live in society. We're going more towards the feminine energy of restructuring yourself, but according to what you feel like you should be, but having in mind, that's what I want to say as well, having in mind that we live in a world where I always say we co-create the world we live in. This whole thing that people say, oh, the universe is... People misinterpret everything according to what they want to get from the sayings. They get the first Hermetic law. The universe it's a mental universe. Everything starts in the mental plane, in consciousness. And they get that, and they say, so, therefore, manifestation is like, if I want my life to be a certain way, I have to, my manifestation has to be this, this, and that. Therefore, the world that I want to create, the life that I want to create, will be like this. Because I'm manifested like this. So I'm going to make this vision board, and I'm going to write down this, this, this. And as soon as things don't go exactly according to plan, to as they wished for, and even to as they worked for, they start having panic attacks. They start thinking they did something wrong, or the person, the situation, there's something toxic about them, or they're not doing the work, they haven't embraced their true selves or their shadows or whatever. This is a narcissistic way of looking into manifestation, and a lot of people are interpreting manifestation like this, and it's not their fault. It's the gurus and spiritual coaches' fault. It's kind of their fault as well, because they have their own brains and they should think for themselves, honestly. Yeah, I'm calling them out as well. We're not babies. But the thing is, we co-create with the universe. And co-creating with the universe is like not just me and God, me and Source. No, it's you and every freaking thing else. So you have to take into account the other person's reaction, the environmental reaction, everything that surrounds you. We are a net of stuff, merging and mingling and all of these things. So when you do something and you throw that into the universe, you give it to creation, someone else. It's just like a ping pong game, a tennis game. You keep bouncing and rebouncing the ball, going back and forth. It's exchange. That's why it's co-creation. It's not like, oh, I want this, here it is, just give me what I want. It's not like that. It's co-creation. You wait for the other person's reaction. And sometimes they're not gonna react. Not sometimes, 99% of the time, because they're a completely different being, they're not gonna react 100% as you expected them to. And they're gonna give it back to you, give it back to the universe. So you have to have the maturity to get whatever was given back and do something about it. Understand it, accept it, or not. If you don't accept it, then repurpose it, but like in a peaceful way. Again, knowing how to integrate, that's why it's important for us to integrate light and shadow. Because once we are at peace with that on us, we will be at peace with that on everything else. So we will understand the point of view of the other person. Why did they do something that wasn't in agreement with us? And therefore, we can get into a middle ground, or we can solve something, or we can dismiss it and just go to a different path without having to go to confrontation and destruction, you know, and competition. But never for a single moment be delusional to think that your world of manifestation is this bubble, that you will think and act and manifest and things are going to be exactly as you want it and planned, because everything is reserved for you. Yes, everything is reserved for you according to a blueprint that you and again, it's a blueprint. It's a sketch that your higher self made before you incarnated. But again, it's a freaking sketch. It's not the final piece. The final piece depends on your free will, your choices that are directed according to, it's the pebbles, to whatever you do, to whatever you believe in, to your actions and reactions, to your light and shadow. to how well you know yourself, to how you co-create with things and not create. It's co-create. Your sketch, it's not just your final piece, it's not just your own. And this is very important to know, to learn this week, because we're gonna have the full moon in Leo, opposite, because every full moon is opposite to the sun. And the sun will be conjunct, the sun will be in Aquarius, conjunct to at 24 degrees of Aquarius, conjunct to Ceres and Mercury, which gives us all this energy of knowing that, yes, everything is there for me, life will provide me, as long as I have this clarity of mind that I have to put the daily effort of creating the life that I want, based on the time of changes now, and all of these things. But I will reap what I sow. So it's important for me to know what the hell I want to sow, what I want to plant, and I have to have in mind that I need to nurture these freaking seeds, these freaking sprouts, this freaking crop. I have to nurture it every single day, every single hour. I have to be committed to it, and this commitment, because we have, I'm sorry, the camera is in front of the birth chart. That's why we have Mars in Cancer, which is this active self-care, having a trine with Vesta in Scorpio. It's like making sure that you are aware of this deep transformation, but making sure that you are taking care of your needs, to make sure that your inner heart, your inner self, your true self will never ever fade out again, because your core needs to be very, very strong. And this same Mars in Cancer is having a square with Chiron in Aries. But this Chiron in Aries, what is special about it, it's that it's at 19 degrees, which is the same degree that we had the eclipse last year in Aries. So Chiron is kind of activating some wounds that it's not even activating, it's with this Mars, it's helping us heal the sense of self and purpose. It's like, yeah, make sure that the energy you are putting in there, it's directed towards you and your goals, and not what everyone else says should be your goals. Just make sure that your priority now is you, your creations, your inner fire, your primordial fire, because Aries is about this primitive inner self. So again, it's all about your inner fire, allowing that to come out in order, because remember, it's the full moon in Leo, in order for that, because Pluto is still very active, and Pluto is conjunct to Pallas Athena. In order for you to know that knowing who you truly are, you will know your place in the world without losing yourself. But knowing your place in the world without losing yourself, therefore, you know how to serve your community. You know what's your role in the bigger scheme of things. You will not be lost anymore looking for purpose, because your purpose is yourself. And when you are very aware of your mission as a soul, and I always say your mission as a soul is to find yourself. That is purpose. And once you do that, you can come here to earth and do whatever you came to do. Because you're fully aware of yourself. You're fully present, you're fully there. So no matter what you do, you will give your best. And everything else will reveal for you. Because you will be following your intuition. Oh my god, my cat, just a second. You will be following your intuition. You will be following your again, it's this structure that you have, but this flexibility. There he is, my crazy one. It's like grass. That's why grass is so tough. That's why people step on grass and grass never dies. Because grass, it's strong, it's tough, but it's flexible. It goes with the wind. It goes where it blows. But it's an incredibly tough fiber. That's how we should be, you know? There's a lot of other astrological things going on. Again, all the karmic thing about the nodes with Neptune, they keep going. But yeah, I'm just stating the most important things. I don't want to be too astrology, go with a lot of astrological shenanigans on this video, and I want to, because this has been quite late, I want to be as short as possible to make my life easier, your lives easier. So yeah, let's go with for the cards. Make sure you're really taking care of yourselves, guys. It's a very it's a moment to very internalized energy kind of thing happening. It's a moment to keep your energy to yourself. Which can sound very lonely, but it isn't lonely because you're with yourself, your deepest self. Okay, we already have one card. The energy of the week is the Chariot, and here it says discipline and determination. So yeah, building the life that you want to build. Forgive me, I was interrupted by someone asking me a question. And the Chariot is that completely threw me out of. Okay, the Chariot is related as well to the integration of energies. You can only move forward if you have your energies balanced. If you're not well balanced, light and shadow, feminine, masculine, if the polarities aren't well integrated, your car, your chariot, it's like two horses. If they're not on the same pace, it will be a kind of a mess, a bumpy ride. So the more integrated you are with your duality, because we have duality on us, which is another BS that the let me close this. A lot of noise. My cat is already inside. There's a lot of BS in the spiritual community about, and I already said that here, people think we're only light and love, when we're not. We have a lot of shadow, and we have to integrate this shadow, believing that we're just all good and nice and blah blah blah. It's gaslighting ourselves, and believing that we are, and again, it's creating this bubble around us that is fake, and also believing that we can live our lives the way we want on our own. We can be happy with ourselves in our own world independently and blah blah blah. And completely, baby, completely, yeah. I think he wants his mom as well. Completely taking us out of a social context, not accepting that we live with other people. I have to leave it kind of open because he saw his mom and she just abandoned him again. He'll start screaming. People thinking that they can live outside a community. That's like BS. I always say we as humans are social. We are a social species. We need each other to live. We need a balanced society. And not just a balanced society, we need structure. A structured society to live. Communities. Again, it's an illusion to think that we don't need each other. But again, without losing ourselves. So is this duality, being well balanced, and a sense of keep going. I'm sorry guys, it's just too freaking noisy. I'm sorry guys, I'm really trying to concentrate here, but it's just too noisy. And I can't shut the door anyway. But we're gonna have ups and downs. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, like I was saying. So it's important for us to try to keep ourselves in balance. And I even use this, let me show you guys, I even use this analogy in my Brazilian video. It's like a pendulum. We cannot stay in any extremity of the pendulum. We cannot stay, let me hold with this hand. We cannot stay neither here nor there. We cannot stay like this. We need to try as close as we are to the center. That's when we start spiraling. See? I'm not even moving my hand. It's spiraling. When we start spiraling, that's when we ascend. Can you see? It's going round and round and round. I hope you guys can see that. That's because my energy, I'm in good energy. That's why it's spiraling clockwise. But yeah, we cannot, it's just like I said in the Persephone video. We need to keep spiraling in our own core. That's how we ascend the energy. That's why every movement in the universe is a spiral. That's how we go forward in the hard times. We cannot stay in a pendulum movement. This is being polarized. This is getting lost, and we're gonna be taken by the tides with this crazy times we're gonna be living now, because everything is gonna be shaken really hard. And these ups and downs, like I said in the previous video, are gonna be very high up and very low downs. So we need to stay as close to our core, surrounding our core, instead of bouncing around like a pendulum. Because that's how we ascend. That's a chariot. Moving through duality, understanding, knowing how it works. It's the balance. Equilibrium. Equal. Okay? Energy to activate. it's funny because in every video, the energy to activate is taking a while to show up. It shows me that, again, that energy that I was saying, it's more going with the flow instead of having to do something. That Martian energy. It's like, what should I do? There's nothing for you to do. Just go with the flow, follow your instincts, and react to things. Like I said, Pluto is conjunct to Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena is the strategist, is a chess player of the astral realm. Mars is that warrior that with a very masculine energy that goes after what he wants. Pallas Athena is the diplomat. It gets what she wants through diplomacy and, again, strategy, moving pieces at the board. It shows that we can conquer things, but with a more feminine energy. And Mars has this me energy, and Pallas Athena has a we energy. That's why we also have this transformation that is happening to us with the sense of justice, because Pallas Athena is related to justice as well, telling us, hey, it's important that you keep in mind that who you are and all of these things must have a role on the world as well. You have to realize that you matter. You came here to serve a purpose. You didn't come here to, like, just to be yourself and be, again, selfish and have something. No, you came here for something. You need to serve the world with something. And this something is your energy. Your unique energy is being yourself. So what is that? What is that? This what is that kind of matched the weird noise that my cat made outside. Just give me 1 second, because it was a weird noise and he's meowing a lot. I'm sorry, you guys. I know that sometimes I sound like the crazy cat lady with my cats, especially my cat, the black and white one. But I think I already told you guys, it's not that. I have to worry about him because he's got a lot of issues. He was born with a lot of issues, and he depends on me for everything. Basically, if he hadn't been born in my house with me, he wouldn't survive. So yeah, and so anything that happens, I really have to run and check him out, because yeah, he's very fragile, as you guys already know. Not gonna list his problems here anymore, but yeah. So I was talking about Pallas Athena, and yes, the sense of finding ourselves. So now going back to the energy to activate. The same one that came for the Brazilian video, but it came in a different position. The Wheel of Fortune. And so far, out of 2 cards, both major arcanas. So big energy. And big energy is being moved, actually. We're having a lot of big shifts, like I said. Change and possibilities. And it's not just any Wheel of Fortune, it's an octopus. Flexibility. And it's an octopus with a third eye. Trusting your intuition. So, an energy to activate. Trust destiny. This Wheel of Fortune. Trust the destiny you traced to yourself. And meanwhile, while things, and because it's an octopus, it's a water creature. Like I said, if things get emotionally overwhelming, just like water, if the sea gets too agitated, be flexible. Learn how to adapt, because the octopus, it's the smartest creature ever. Like, it's not even on the ocean. The octopus is like this alien creature that no one can explain. No one can explain. Because the octopus is not just flexible. The octopus can make shapes, can camouflage textures and colors, and again, shapes. It can pretend to be different fish and squids and things like that. So if the emotions are overwhelming, try to adapt. Don't fight. Be flexible while being resilient. And being discreet as well, because the octopus, again, it camouflages, is very discreet. And the rhinoceros, while tracing your path, the rhinoceros is an animal that camouflages really well as well. It pretends to be a rock. So even though your world may be going crazy around you, while you're being emotionally flexible, you have to show people that you're being a rock. You have to present yourself with grace and strength, and just keep going and going and going. Because even here, it looks like it's horn. Because like I said in the 2025 video, a lot of people are trying to suck on your energy and bring you down. So it's important for you to keep this manifestation happening in a positive way, in a positive vibe, to keep it positive. Don't let yourself be contaminated. Again, don't let this chariot be wobbly. Don't let this pendulum go into the because people are going to try to make you go into this pendular motion instead of the spiraling one. They will try to get you out of your core. Don't let them. And it's funny because yesterday I watched a video, because you guys have no idea of your power, and it's not even of your power, of the power of your destiny, of how powerful your destiny can be. You're gonna be surprised, because I just remembered that. I watched that video yesterday and I was shocked. It was a video from this great Pacific octopus, and I had no idea they could do that. Because usually you think that sharks eat, I don't know, squids and octopuses and things like that. But there was this video of this great Pacific octopus eating a shark. I'm not kidding. And it's funny because even the other animals in the ocean, they stopped to watch the scene. They were there like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Even they were shocked with the scene. The octopus, like the shark was swimming, and the octopus just went right into the shark, and it just embraced the whole shark. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I thought there was something wrong with the octopus. It was trying to do something. The shark was sick and the octopus was trying. I don't know. I didn't understand the video, and then I was reading the comments, and there was this biologist saying that this can actually happen. And the octopus has this technique when they're very hungry and they know they're great hunters if they want to, because the shark, they have to constantly be swimming because their gills, they don't open and close like normal fish. they have to be against currents to keep ventilating, something like that. They have a name for that. I'm sorry, I'm not a biologist or an animal expert or anything. But so they have to keep swimming to keep it open so they can breathe. So what the octopus does is that it engulfs, I think it is, it kind of engulfs the whole shark, and with some of the tentacles, it brings the tentacles inwards while holding the shark with the other ones, like a sack, a balloon, and with some of the tentacles, it just completely blocks the shark's gills. So the shark stops breathing. Sometimes the shark can swim like in a lateral movement and escape, because it can create like some kind of wave ventilation or something like that, and its gills goes into, I don't know, it can escape. But this one didn't. The octopus suffocated the shark and started eating the shark. And I was like, what? I had no idea this could happen. So this this video came to me because it's like, you will be surprised of the wonderful things that can happen to you. Unimaginable things. Things you had no idea that could happen. Because you're like, oh, it's just too much. It's just too big. Am I dreaming too much? Am I asking too much? Again, it's like, oh, a shark. I don't know, maybe I'm just having fish. It's like, yeah, you can eat a shark if you want to. You can handle that. You're a rhino. You're not just any octopus. Life is giving you an octopus with a third eye. It's weird that but I keep seeing these watches. These watches in the corner of the card, they keep calling my attention. There's a divine timing for things to happen. Perfectly, again, just like the breathing. There's this perfect timing to capture, perfect timing for the octopus to hold the shark. Otherwise, if it released the tentacles too soon, the shark would escape. So you have to be patient and endure the fight with the shark, because there's divine timing happening. Again, co-creation. There are things that don't depend on you, that depend on, and it's coming for me, that depend on someone else. Maybe you guys are asking for love. It's coming for me, love. It can be a job as well, but love is really strong here. I don't know why. It has something to do with a partnership. And maybe you guys are gonna work together and be together as well. I don't know. I see a part. It's funny because I keep looking at the little details. It's all about little detail. Like I said, the pebbles. Because I feel like love. Because you see this little algae here? How they are embracing each other? Like DNA strands. It's like you guys were meant to be together. You complement each other. You're part of the same soul. And something has been activated while, remember that I said on the I think it was the 25th or the 30th of January 2025, I don't remember anymore. DNA strands were gonna be activated by light codes. I keep saying that I had this download last year and blah blah blah. So I think this has been activated. on you and the other person. And now it's about divine timing for things to happen. And yeah, you guys are gonna meet each other. It's a very improbable kind of thing. Again, like you never expected. It's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe you think you're too old to love again, or you gave up on love. Because, oh, I don't know, men are all the same, women are all the same. Yeah, as if I'm divorced with 3 kids, who would ever want me again? And something like that. You kind of, again, you think you're wishing too hard and too much. It's like as if I could eat a shark. And then life comes and surprises you. But you have to believe in yourself and your strength. And keep going and keep going on your way. Living your life in balance. Fighting your battles in balance while life is taking care of everything else in backstage. And time is running. You have to trust timing. There's something to do with a person. I don't know. There's some fated encounter here, especially because this octopus is very concentrated. It's like laser focused on something. And it's funny because I said in the Brazilian video the same card came out in a different position, but I didn't feel this energy at all about it. So it's for the international collective. And much fewer people watch this channel. So this is highly specific for you that are watching. Yeah. Energy to avoid. No, they're asking me no. Okay. Before energy to avoid. Who is this person? Is it related to something? Is like I want to know more about this connection. It has to do with a connection. See, it just flipped right away. Oh my god, this is just, oh my god, I'm not kidding. I know an energy when I feel it. I'm not kidding. The 2 cards that came out, and they came out together. 2 of Cups. Oh my god, I want to cry. 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. The most favorable outcome for a love reading is literally soulmate energy with everything that you dreamed for. It's the greatest love and the greatest happiness of your life. I'm not kidding, guys. Here they are. And did you see how quickly they flipped? And they were like, no, don't ask what you wanted to ask. Just ask about the freaking person. It's literally your soulmate. The one you was always, it's not even asking for. The one you've been waiting for. Again, like I said, the DNA strand. You guys were made for each other. And you've been waiting for each other your entire life. You guys are each other's dreams coming true. This is kindred spirit energy. And this is literally everything I always dreamed of. It's Mars in Pisces. Mars in Pisces is energy being driven towards all of my dreams that have a karmic bond to my soul. Oh my god, you guys. I know energy when I feel it. I don't make things up. I hope someone is watching this. I really do. Like I said, very few people watch this channel. And I wasn't gonna record this video. I swear to God I wasn't, because I was exhausted. And it was like I said, later in the week. They were like, no, you have to record the English one. This is so beautiful. And like I said, the two cards were major arcana. Just keep being yourselves. You're gonna find each other. Life is taking care of it. My heart is pumping really fast. And I'm a very zen person. Not even when I exercise, my heart beats fast. That's how strong. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional, really. That's how strong your connection is, guys. This is beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm sure you guys are gonna be too. It's literally love of my life energy. Like I said, it's not even like what you've always dreamed of. It's literally the ones you've been waiting for. You know when oh, this is beautiful. What is coming to my mind? You know when someone tells the other person, oh, it's coming that Adele song for me, Someone Like You. I always waited for someone like you. I always wanted someone like you. This person is gonna look into your eyes and they're gonna tell you, I didn't wait for someone like you. I waited for you. I never wanted someone like you. I wanted you. It's not the like. If there was something like you, it wouldn't be enough. It had to be specifically, precisely you. There's precision here. And again, it's such like this awe kind of thing. Like I said, with the video, I remembered this video. The octopus eating the shark. Every single animal that was in the coral reef, they literally stopped to watch. They were incredulous. Is that even a word? I think it is. They were incredulous of what was happening, just like me. We were all like, our jaws just dropped. Even the fish, they were like, I'm not kidding. There was this flounder that, I'm not kidding, the video is literally like that. There was this flounder that came out of the sand. It was hiding from the shark, and of the octopus, obviously. But when the flounder saw what was happening, it just came out of the sand. And it was like, it floated for 5 seconds, and it just, like, swam away like, hell no, I'm not gonna stay here. It's just insane. That's why there's this energy of being discreet. so this energy doesn't lose momentum and people don't spoil this energy. Because a lot of people are envious. Again, if there were any fish trying to interfere, it would have ruined the octopus plan, chase, whatever. So be strong. Keep going. Okay, now the energy to avoid. Eight of Pentacles. Energy to avoid the Eight of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo. Loneliness. Keep working on yourself and diligently, and it's you know that workaholic type of energy. Like I said, that thing of believing that you can do it all by yourself, and no, it's my life the way I want it. I'm gonna work so hard to get what I wanted, and I don't need anyone, I don't need anything, I can do what I want. That energy. It's like that stubbornness to micromanage every single detail to get exactly what you want and sculpt exactly. Like I said, there's this sketch, but a lot of this sketch is not being colored or finalized, the final line art or whatever. A lot of it, it's co-creation. A lot of it, it's not being painted. It's the collective paint. A lot of it, it's not being done by you. It's a whole art department. Eight of Crystals, like, nope. I'm the artist. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna choose the final line art, the colors, everything. It's like, yeah. If you do that, all of these beautiful things here waiting for you are not gonna happen. Maybe you're just gonna have to wait and wait and wait and wait, and they're never gonna happen because there's divine timing at hand. And I always say that divine timing has nothing to do with time. It has to do with frequency. If you're not in the right frequency, or the other side is not in the right frequency, because maybe the other side is in this frequency. Again, it's co-creation. But if something is not in the right frequency, just then things don't match and things don't happen. Just make sure your side is being taken care of. Yeah. Back of the deck. King of Swords. Keep your mind clear and sharp and aware. And for me, it's like aware of the dangers, because this is a lion. And it says logic and justice. With this justice thing, what is coming for me, it's don't let anyone let's not even take advantage of you. It's again being very territorial with your energy. Be very territorial with your energy, because one of the shadow sides of the King of Swords, one of his shadow sides is that he can be very cold and narcissistic. But if you need to be, then be with some people. Because like I said, there may be some people that can be a little invasive towards your energy. Don't let them. They can be these reef fish that can get in the way of your hunting. And keep yourself and be proud of yourself and of your progress. Because this halo and this sun, they're speaking a lot to me. Be proud of your progress so far. Even though things don't seem to be happening, they're going little by little. Because the rhinoceros is slow, but once it gets momentum, no one stops it. It goes through a brick wall. Just don't be stubborn like the buffalo. The buffalo is stubborn as hell. Be proud of your power and where you are. And if you need to display this power, don't be afraid. Show it. Use it. Again, this thing of showing people the impossible. Because one of the things that people don't know about lions, they're so strong. Because usually we see like a bunch of lioness hunting in the savannah. They're like, oh, lions are lazy and all of these things. So maybe people will say a bunch of these things about you. But let them say. If there's a need to display, to fully display your power, they're gonna see it. Because once a lion decides to hunt, I'm not kidding, literally, a couple of adult lions, just a couple, just two, male lions, they can kill a giraffe. I'm not kidding. They can they can bring down a giraffe. That's how strong they are. Yeah. Is this a buffalo or a bison? I don't know. I think it's the bison. I don't know. There is a small difference between the two of them. I'm just very annoying when it comes to animals, guys. It's like, oh, well, what's the point? It's the same. It's like, yeah, no, it's not. Okay. Okay, this is the Awakening Intuition deck. None of them flipped. Alright. Consider the spiritual perspective. Number 60. I'm gonna hold it here if you guys want to take a screenshot. Is it focusing? I think it is. Look at a situation through the eyes of spirit. While there are many perspectives on every situation, the spiritual perspective reveals how you might heal or grow through a circumstance, or how you might use an experience to enlighten or help others. Create your own deeper meaning regarding a relationship, circumstance, or event. Oh my god, my mouth is just so dry. It's starting to... I'm not gonna... And my tea, I'm out of tea, I'm out of water. My lip balm, because I make my own lip balm. I make my own cosmetics. My lip balm is all across the room. But we're almost done, so I'm not gonna go up. and get any of it. I'm just gonna be done with this. Because I still have to edit a bunch of videos, export them, upload them, do the art. It's everything. I'm a one-man band, guys. I have zero help. Quite the opposite. I just have people getting on my way and cats getting on my way. Oh my god, yay. Alright. Okay, this one is the Grief, Grace, and Healing deck. One day I will get assistance. I still can't. I'm not a big fish. Okay, this one. Grace. Let loved ones in. Let me hold it like this if you guys want to take a screenshot. Those closest to you act as ambassadors of grace now. A loved one might know just what you're going through, offer just the right advice, or provide comfort in just the right way. Allow yourself healthy space, but don't hold everyone at arm's length. Grace works its magic through the people in your life. Reach out. Yeah. Like I said, we live in a community, guys. There are people you love and trust. Even this too, if you don't feel like you're waiting for someone, or if you already have the love of your life by your side, first of all, you're getting closer. But also, this Two of Cups and Ten of Cups can be interpreted as well as kindred spirits in a family. Because the Ten of Cups, a lot of times, is interpreted as a happy family with a rainbow in the background. And like I said, Two of Cups is kindred spirits. It's soulmate energy. But it's funny because I got... Yeah, I don't want to say it. They're telling me don't say it. So I'm not saying it. Shut up. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Because a lot of people misunderstand a lot of things. So I'm not gonna say it. But yeah. It can be that. Going after your kindred spirits in a familial type of way. Yeah. Is this even a word, familial? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is not working anymore. It was hardly working in Portuguese, let alone in English. I was even worse in Portuguese because I was mixing Portuguese with English with stuff that wasn't even human and Italian, and I don't even speak Italian, but I was listening stuff in Italian. Like, what the hell is going on? It was a weird day today. I've been having weird weeks, but yeah. It's February. February is like a magical month. Let's be positive with February, because we're still in it. Alrighty, this one is the self-care oracle. Affirmation. Self-compassion is simply giving the same kindness to ourselves than we would give to others. Christopher Germer, I think it is, Germer. Reach out to a loved one. Oh my god, it's the same freaking message than the other one. Reach out to a loved one you trust. Reach out to a loved one you trust for advice. Self-compassion is simply giving the same kindness to ourselves that we would give to others. Reach out to a loved one you trust for advice. Print screen if you want to. Yeah, again, this thing of going after a loved one for advice. Being close to family. And it's funny because in the previous card it said, allow yourself healthy space, but don't hold everyone at arm's length. And I keep looking at the lion. Even all the animals here, except the octopus. But the rhinoceros is like that as well. But especially the lion. The lion, it doesn't stay with the lionesses. It doesn't linger around with them, but it stays in an approximate distance. So it has a healthy space. It stays close to them, especially because the lion needs to keep an eye on his females, so other lions won't come into his territory. But it doesn't stay with them, like stuck with them all the time. No. But it doesn't venture too far either. It's there for them, to protect them when he has to. It's like a family, but with space. And it's your masculine energy that needs space. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Oh my god, so many downloads. Okay, you need to be close to your family. When I say family, not necessarily families, like soul family, but your loved ones. Let's put it this way. When I say family, it's like this lion kind of clan family. Your soul family. Because sometimes it's not our family, it's the ones that we, like blood family, can be the ones we choose to be our family. But the ones you love and trust, like it says here, the ones closest to you, acting as ambassadors of grace now. You need to stay close to them to have your feminine energy nurtured and protected, because that's what you lacked in the past. Regardless of your biological sex, if you're a man or a woman, your feminine energy needs to be nurtured by the loved ones. That's why it's about self-compassion, giving kindness to yourself, allowing yourself to be nurtured, for someone to care for you. Vulnerability. That's why, like I say, kindred spirits. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable. This is feminine energy, okay? But in order to do that, your masculine energy, which is very King of Swords, very King of Swords, just like the lion, has to be kept at arm's length a little bit. Needs a little bit of space. Needs to be kept at a distance a little bit. Because your masculine energy has been overwhelmingly in charge for a while. It has to keep an eye on everything to make sure that in case an emergency happens, just like this guy here is very focused and attentive. In case an emergency happens, it just jumps in and protects you, because that's what masculine energy does. But it doesn't need to be there all the time. Give your masculine energy a break. Especially because now there's nothing to do. The universe is taking care of stuff. To your masculine energy, just take it to the pond for it to refresh itself, and just take it for a stroll. You know? And behind it, we have the 10 of Swords. And it says recovery, transformation, which is a snake. Exactly. You're going through a kind of death and rebirth kind of thing. You're learning to be a different person, because your life is changing. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's like everything feels upside down, and that's everything is shifting, the waves, and that's how they are supposed to be. But if you keep your masculine energy, your lion, close by, it's gonna be interfering all the time. All the time. It won't allow things to change. Because it will be on alert all the time. It's like, yeah, I don't want that. That's too risky. I'm afraid of that. Don't do that. It's like, yeah, just chill out. It's okay. I'm safe. Things need to change. And your masculine energy knows that. That's why it is illuminated here. It also wants some change because it's like exhausted. That's why it needs rest. It is aware of the need for a change. That's why the energy to avoid is the bison / buffalo. I don't know which one. Which is the 8 of Pentacles. It's like, stop toiling on the same thing over and over and over and over. Stop overworking. Stop. Take a vacation. Okay, now this is the Gratitude Oracle. And it's funny, I say vulnerability, and I said regardless of sex, because a lot of the problems we have today with relationships is the lack of vulnerability with both parties. People don't trust on their partner because they don't trust on themselves, because they were never allowed to be vulnerable with their emotions. Sometimes one of the parties kind of opens up and the other is a complete jerk, and they become very wounded, so they go to the next relationship completely closed off, and it spirals down. It's like a snowball effect. It's like, yeah, every time I go into something, I pour out my heart and I just become more and more. It's like being wounded by bullets. Like every time I get shot even more and more and more, so I'm becoming even tougher and tougher, so I'm not gonna open up. And because people are not taking relationships seriously, especially because of dating apps and stuff like that, people are behaving as if they're shopping for boyfriends and girlfriends, because that's literally what's happening. They transformed human beings into objects, literally. Which is funny because the person who applies to that, they literally are agreeing to be treated as an object. Once you enter the game, you agree to be that. That's part of the rules. But people don't realize that. So when they are working on the app, they treat everyone like an object, as if they were buying on Amazon or Etsy or whatever, eBay, but they themselves don't think other people are doing that to them. So how dare you treat me like an object? You're doing the same with the other person. It's very narcissistic. So these online stuff, it literally destroyed human relationship. It distorted the concept of human relationships in an astounding way, that if people don't stop using this kind of crap, honestly, I don't know where this is gonna end. And I don't know if people are gonna ever be able to bounce back from that. It's not mentally and emotionally especially healthy. I don't know if people can unlearn this kind of stupid thing. I think they do, because, I mean, humans can be conditioned to everything, but it will take a while, especially for newer generations. The saddest thing is people from my generation, I was born in 87, that were used to normal life, to analogical life, actually not only resorting to this kind of thing, but actually believing and buying this concept and thinking that this is the only way. I was like, guys, you lived in a time where none of this existed, and it was much more effective, proven to be much more effective. I don't know what happened to people. It's like they're more and more brainless as time ticks by. Whatever. But why am I saying these things? Where was I going with this argument? Jesus, being a Pisces is so hard sometimes. Oh yeah, because of this thing of being treated as an object. So, because of this whole conjecture, I think that is a word. I'm sorry if it isn't. Configuration, let's use it like that. Because of this whole environment that has been created around this dating, this sick dating culture, it became very easy to just hook up with someone and discard them like an object, like a used toilet paper. But they're humans with emotions, consciousness, souls, brains, lives. So every time they are discarded, just for a little bit of fun, you could have fun doing anything, even chewing gum. You can have fun smelling a flower. Again, chewing gum, folding paper, doing origami, you know. But no, people choose to do that. Using other human beings' bodies as if it was just something normal. Whatever. Yeah, I'm very critical of stuff, guys. Sometimes I just can keep my mouth shut. And I'm gonna be unbearable until 2032 because my Pluto is aspecting my Venus in Aquarius. Not my Pluto, sorry. Pluto is aspecting my Venus in Aquarius and it's in the 3rd house. So I'm just gonna blab and blab and blab about values non-stop. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to bear with me until 2032. You're gonna have to listen to me. You can click the X and leave. Feel free to do it. It's a democratic world in some places, but yeah, here it is. But as I was saying, because of that, people have this easy time having easy intimacy, and whatever type of intimacy. I'm not just saying physical. Yes, most of the intimacy is physical, but even emotional. And they explore that in the most gruesome way. I don't know, people, it just became so freaking weird. And because no one commits to anything, because again, it's like people think they are living in a simulation. I don't know, there's this cognitive dissonance happening in people's minds. They think it's okay, it's normal. They don't see the other person, as a human being, as a living entity. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, I just need water. My mouth, my throat is just a second. See, I was just talking. I thought this was gonna end really quickly. Turns out it didn't. I just went on and on and on. It never does. And I started having throat chakra issues because that's what's happening. People are not speaking out. People are having difficulty expressing their true selves and their true feelings because I don't want to sound like a simp. I don't want to sound like a coward. I don't want to sound like I'm too fragile. I'm too sensitive. I'm too emotional. Jesus, you don't want to sound like you're a human being that is being used by a heartless person just looking for fun, by a narcissistic asshole. I'm sorry. Then why don't you just drop out of the game? You know? And people are getting more and more hurt, and their hearts are being so scarred. I don't know if you've noticed, but scar tissue is thick. It's very thick. And some people have this so many scar tissues, so much scar tissue around their hearts because they have been so hurt that it's like almost like a brick wall. They became so traumatized that they either just gave up completely on love, and that includes self-love, or they just become exactly what they hated the most in the beginning, because they feel like they have to become assholes. It's like, yeah, they become the villains. they become the ones that made them like that in the first place. That gave them the thick scar tissue in the first place. Yeah. And it's hard to get into these people's heart spaces back again, recovering their hearts, and I don't blame them. They're just literally trying to survive emotionally. The world has just become this insane, lunatic, I don't know, place for relationships. I thought my cat was outside. It isn't. So yeah. Okay. I was gonna blab even more, but I'm like, yeah, just shut up. Otherwise, it's just gonna become a completely different video. I just hope you guys understood where I'm going with this. The gratitude card. This is inspiration. Decisions are the frequent fabric of our daily design. Don Yeager, like I said, the freaking pebbles. The freaking pebbles, guys. They're the ones that make a difference. Meditate on a big life decision that lies in front of you. What if your very ability to grapple with this choice is the true gift? Jesus, I'm so sorry. It's not coming out. What will you learn from the process? I'm gonna repeat it because I read it like a kid in kindergarten. Meditate on a big life decision that lies in front of you. What if your very ability to grapple with this choice is the true gift? What will you learn from this process? Exactly. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, most of the times, the biggest challenges in our lives are exactly where we need to go. It's life showing us exactly where we need to go. Again, to see where our true gift lies. To find our hidden treasure. Seeing what bothers us and where it hurts, that's exactly where we should dig. Not the opposite. And that's the problem with most people in relationships. They don't want to see where it first started. And they just keep rolling. Rolling on the river. River of sorrows. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river of sorrows. Is it rolling on the river? Rolling down the river? I don't know. I'm sorry. Again, I'm horrible with lyrics. And I cannot even see if it's correct grammarly speaking wise. because as you can see, I tend to flip everything around in my head when I'm speaking English, and I tend to mix words and create words in my head, or retrieve words that come from archaic English that probably William Shakespeare was the last person alive to use them. Just one more shuffle from my favorite oracle deck so we can get guidance from our spirit animals. Alrighty then. None flipped. Jesus, I'm not kidding. Look who came out. Number 33, the giraffe. Didn't I just say? Oh my god, a lot of energy of animals who eat animals. Who eat other animals. I have to think about it later. But first of all, number 33. I always say number 33 for me is, every time I see 33 is, it's not even our spirit guides, it's our higher self talking to us that we are in the correct path. It's like, yeah, keep going. Or if you have an idea and see number 33, it's like, yep, this is the correct one. It's our higher self telling us that, yeah, that's the right thing. Yeah, right there. Yeah, you're in alignment. 33 for me is you are in alignment with the original plan. Yeah, that's part of the plan. That's good for us. I'm gonna read the giraffe, and then I'm gonna try to relate with the eating type of thing. But again, it has to do with not being afraid of if the obstacles seem too impossible or too big. Because as like the giraffe and then the shark, it's like, yeah, but you have the strength in you. And you have the ability and the flexibility, because the octopus is not just only about strength, it's strategy as well, and wisdom. And not just that, again, believing in the impossible. Believing in the impossible. And it's funny because there's this energy of almost like you telling your life to people, your life's trajectory, especially because I see this, and it's the Chariot card, and the Chariot has to do with path, and not just that. The original one is the guy riding a car, and it's with a black and white horse, and they don't have reins. The pace that they move is according to the telepathy they have with the guy on top of the cart. So it's like the rhythm of his heart and his heart and his thoughts is what dictates what the horses will do. That's why he has to be in balance and very centered in himself and very sure of himself. But not just that, there's this kind of tint on top of him that is covered with stars and filled with stars, and that always reminds me that heaven is on your side. You're being guarded and blessed by a higher power. greater forces are overwatching you. But I was gonna say something else. Jesus, so many things. Oh yeah, for me, I have this feeling that if you were to recount your life, is it recount? I think it is, I'm sorry. If you were to tell the tale of your life to someone later on, further in the path, no one would believe on how magical it sounds. It's like, really, Grandma? Really? That's how you met Grandpa? This sounds so impossible. Just like, whoa, really? A lion can eat a giraffe? Whoa, an octopus eating a shark? No way. You know, something like that. It's like your friends seeing you with your new loved one and seeing how well you mesh together after being so lonely or so hurt before with so many broken relationships, and finally they see you with someone that is like literally your soulmate. They're like, whoa, really? I can't believe that happened. And become so happy for you and emotional, just like I did when the cards came out, because the energy is just so strong. You know, I have this feeling, not feeling, feeling. It's funny because English has this very, you guys have phonemes that, well, every language has that, but it's very subtle. And if you don't press some vowels in the right place or for the right amount of time, it sounds something else. Just like feeling and feeling. It's funny. Anyway, we have that in Portuguese too, but I just find it's funny. Alright, that was, oh my god, I just went like to outer space and I didn't come back. I'm sorry. That happens when you're Pisces. Guys, you're gonna have to put up with me because I'm feeling like this year I'm gonna be such a Pisces. I feel a very Piscean energy this year, but during this period, February, especially Mars, not Mars, see? March. This is Pisces. Oh my god. Especially March. When we have later February and March, when we have Sun in Pisces and energy becomes very Piscean, especially because the North Node is in Pisces. We're gonna have a lot of stuff in Pisces as well. Neptune and Saturn are in Pisces, especially Neptune. Ever since Neptune came into Pisces, my life, oh my god. But whatever. We're gonna have like later on Mercury. You're gonna see how I become. Oh my god, it's sad. It's sad. I just go into full Pisces. I love it, but it's hard. It's hard to be in reality. And most people are in reality, so it's hard to deal with reality, and most people are not. They don't have the patience to deal with me. So, honestly, it's very emotionally draining for me because I get very, it's hard, guys. I'm not gonna lie. People are not very patient with me, and it hurts. I'm a very sensitive person anyway, because even though they don't say it, I feel and see everything in people. You don't have to say anything for me to know. which is even worse. So, giraffe. Be balanced in your aspirations. Representing vision and grace, the giraffe leads us to look past immediate obstacles, igniting a balanced pursuit of our aspirations. Its spiritual essence promotes adaptability and composure in our life's voyage, nurturing inner serenity amid turbulence. Everything that we all already said. Balance, and making sure we're stable during the obstacles and turbulence, and serene, and adaptability, just like the octopus. Yeah. Oh my god, I love this deck so much. Look how beautiful this freaking giraffe. It's not even beautiful. Like I said, the energy. This is the perfect giraffe. The perfect giraffe image and energy. So yeah, guys, I am really sorry. I wanted this video to be much shorter, but I went on a rampage about many things as usual. Oh my god, why am I like this? Just to make my work much harder, and yours as well. I don't even know if anyone is gonna watch this, but yeah, my service is out there for the world. I really hope someone watches this video, because it was a beautiful energy, honestly. If no one watches this video, it's like this reading was for me. About a soulmate for me. But honestly, I really think that whoever watches this video is gonna be, it's a lucky one. It's a lucky one. And it's gonna be very happy. Because like I said, no one knows this channel exists. Only a rare few. And of this rare few, only very few actually watches the videos. So this is for you who are watching. I really hope you liked the video. Forgive me if I just blab too much, but yeah, I just say whatever comes. Again, all my content is channeled. Sorry if you don't like it. This is how I am. Thanks for watching, and see how the universe and higher forces actually help us with our energy. I was in a very low energy state in the beginning, with my energy completely dried, dead, whatever. And look how I am right now, especially with all those cards coming out. It really hyped me up. So yeah, see, the astro really helps us. Anyway, thanks for watching another video from this little humble channel. Lots of love and light, and bye.